Who is Christine anyway?
I mean, even when I commented on your tattoo, you had no idea that I was in that band.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
So,
That's one of the funny things too about being a hired gun is nobody knows anything, and I had no idea you were doing session work. You cut me some slack, but I still like cringe about that. I'm like, oh god, but oh man, that was bad. Oh, like it's just so bad. But it's kind of one of those really interesting, like funny things where, like, who's gonna find you an upstate here at Cow Barn, dude? I'm sorry. Like, there was nothing up here except for who you were playing with, and that made sense. But at the same time, like, you didn't. So, and that summer was a fun one. Got, I think it's like a series of unfortunate events, and I remember you being part of that camp the whole summer, and that was a good one. It was a good one.
yeah, it was. I don't regret it. You know,
Like, oh,
I got paid to play guitar. I was rolling around in an actual tour bus. You know, we weren't like slumming it. So,
yeah, it was a decent box. I had pictures of it. It's still one of those situations though. Like I remember being on the phone at like I don't even know what hour it was. I was getting the VIP lists together for the next day, and I'm on the phone with the tour manager. And we're going over the list. Da 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 da. Yes, you have this email. This, the back and forth. And then all of a sudden, you know who comes out and is just like not with it, to put it nicely, and just immediately is like bombs the phone call and is like, "Does this sound good?" And like just like here, and it was like the most putrid notes and the worst series of chords I have ever heard. Go like, no, tell him no. Do not let him play that anywhere else. Just tell him no. And he's like, and it's so funny. The tour manager's on the other going, like, he's like, this is every day, y'all. I'm like, how have you thrown yourself off the moving bus is beyond me. I can hang up and go to bed. You're on your own. Like, it was wild. The amount of stories that came out of that summer.
yeah, it was very interesting for me. Because prior to that gig, the only band I had ever been in that had any kind of that was even noteworthy is Atreyu.
Yeah.
So jumping into a whole new camp, it's like jumping into like a whole new family dynamics. It's like it's all just completely different. So I had to like adjust, and
That was a contrasting camp, though.
it was.
Very contrasting camp. That was like a very harsh way. It was like shaken baby syndrome for like a 27-year-old me. Like, I feel like, are you with it? Like, what am I watching? Like, am I in like an alternative universe type thing? And then after you left, it was like,
It did. Yeah, I heard it kind of like just even became more of a shit show after
I
I
was,
found out.
I was the last one to leave of the little like what trio or quadruple of us that still keep in touch, and I went all the way through to a European. Jesus. It was just so bad. Like, but it was also at the same time, like, when I say bad, it's like troubleshooting. Like, I learned a lot of troubleshooting and a lot of crisis PR. Like, more crisis PR than anybody should ever have to do in their life. But at the same time, like, organizing it and understanding it. And it's, the baptism of fire. Like, it really was a baptism of fire. And adjusting to that, like, organically on the bus, it was interesting watching the dynamic. And I can't imagine what it was like for you.
See, that's where like being a hired gun is. That's where it becomes like, okay, this is cool because I get paid to play this music on guitar. I get to travel around, go on tour. It's essentially my only responsibility. I don't have to deal with all the inner workings and management and this and that. And yeah, I mean, like being a hired gun, a lot of the times it's even more lucrative than being in the band if you can find steady work. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I too learned a lot about you know touring, uh, having that gig. So I figure if I can get through that, I can get through anything.
You definitely outranked where you were going, but it was also interesting too. And when you go into actually understanding philosophy and all that psychiatry, they tell you go Like, especially if you want to expand your music career. A lot of people think, I need to know the most famous person, and that's going to make me famous. And I'm like, no. Like, you go to the side and then work your way up, you know?
Right.
You kind of have to, you know, approach it at your own level is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, networking is a huge part of this business, absolutely. But just like you said, just because you know a certain someone who may be of importance doesn't automatically guarantee you any kind of gig or,
not at all.
you know, and even like the musical part of it, like you can be, you know, like as a guitar player, you can be like the, you know, top tier level shredder dude, can play anything, but if you're a fucking dick, nobody's gonna want you around. So you have to be a actual good musician, but you also, on a more personal level, you have to be a good hang and be able to roll with punches and not freak out or not pull some diva bullshit or, you know,
acceptance, tolerance, understanding. There's a lot of respect. There's like, it's seriously, honestly, like being in a band is like a marriage when you think about it. So you'll have to kind of understand, you know, each other's needs, but at the same time, you essentially kind of become married to a degree. Like, those are your family. That is your siblings, and that is your whatever kind of wife, whatever. All in the box. Even if you play saxophone all the time, it's still your wife. And it's I'm looking forward to the ska album. It's kind of what I was saying, that people don't understand the actual, like, how close you do get with your people.
Obviously, sometimes you get way more closer than you want to.
That too.
And that's when, you know, that's when you know it's time to kind of climb into your bunk and close the curtain and just shut everybody off for an hour or two, which I do quite often.
You get people out. You get people out. You know, it's kind of like close quarters. Like, I have my office. If I brought like 5 people in here, probably about 2 hours into it, I'm like, like, we're good. Like,
yeah,
have to go, or, you know, or I just couldn't imagine, you know, a bus is only so big. I don't think people get that. You guys are on a bus for X amount of hours. You know, you drive the night, you get your bus call, and then you get to the venue, and then your venue has a variance of amenities. Or you get to the hotel, and it has a variance of amenities, and you're in a variance of location. And every time you arrive is somewhere different.
Right.
And you don't know if the promoter on the other end was able to advance with your TM to get them a day sheet so you guys know what's going on around you, where the laundromat is. Is there laundry? Is there food? Where's Starbucks? Where's the donut shop? Where's this? And a lot of times, you know, people don't understand there's like a lack of response from the venue side.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
Especially when they get buried, they're like, we don't care. You're just going to bring us in money either way. And if you don't do this, then we aren't going to pay you. And I'm like, kind of like holding each other over a barrel. And that's where clauses come in. But at the same time, you guys are real people. You need your, I've washed laundry way more times than I'd like to admit. Like, people roll up to the venue and I'm like, give me your laundry. I just keep gaining my dad. Like a little toxic gain.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, hey, you guys got any laundry that needs to get done? You know, I've got most of the day while they're doing sound and whatnot. I'll just zip out, you know, laundromat. We have a runner and everything, but it's just one of those things where there's X amount of you, which is more than what one runner can handle. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, and what if you need to pick up a prescription and this one needs to go here? Like, you guys are real people.
Right. Exactly.
Sleeping on a moving bus is not exactly the most comfortable thing.
It can get a little weird. I've oddly found it like comforting to sleep in a bunk, just because, you know, you're basically in this. You're like, once you close that curtain,
yeah,
it's like you're in your own little world, and you just, you know.
You put little strip lights around your ceiling.
During Christmas time, if we're touring during the holidays, I will put Christmas lights up in my bunk. It's weird. I've over the past few years, I'm becoming more and more fond of the holiday season.
Yeah. It's wild out there, though, because it's not cold where you are, so everyone goes to town with decorations.
Right.
Yeah. It's so wild. Here, it's like it's 20 below. The inflatable put it on the porch. We're calling it a day. The natural decorations are what we're going with. Those are real icicles. But
right. Yeah.
We actually got a lot of people that are putting up their Christmas stuff now because it's such a blessing and a curse. Like 45 in the morning, 80 by afternoon, and all the hornets are pissed because they're getting ready to hibernate. So like you're outside and you're stapling your lights up and you hit the wrong piece of board. Like 8 hornets come out and you're gonna have a
you better run.
Well, you're on a ladder. You're not gonna be able to. You're gonna have a bad time. So,
Yeah.
but like, go. I went out there during Halloween once, and I went out. Like my birthday's in beginning mid-December sometime, and I went out there for my birthday, and I was like, "This is so nice." And it was like a kid. I was like, "Let's go see Mall Santa," and it was the Santa like out there looks like a real Santa. Like ours is like this. It's okay.
Yeah, we take our festive decorating very seriously out here, and it starts, a few weeks before Halloween, and then even by like the middle of February, you'll still see people's decorations out on their, the Christmas lights are still up for whatever reason. Uh, but yeah, I don't know, I just become more and more fond of the holiday season. I think
Christmas your favorite? Is Christmas your favorite?
Christmas is, yeah, definitely my favorite. Um, and I think it's just because it's the only time of year where nobody is doing anything other than just hanging out and eating and just, you know, being with friends and family.
That blood week, like right after Christmas until like right after New Year's.
And yeah, the like limbo.
The Black Week. Yeah, I was like, everything in the industry is blacked out. Like, there's maybe a New Year's Eve thing here or there, or whatever. Like, the booking and whatever. But it's almost like nobody answers their emails, and it's the best. I'm like, I could rattle off the mouth, and then just that, I'd be like, I'll pay for it in 2 weeks when I have, the patience. For now, I'm great. Chill. So I agree. I love that part of it. The sign up in general.
It's a nice week or two to just chill and turn my brain off and eat copious amounts of food I should not be eating. So, yeah.
Thanksgiving is it for me. I'm big on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's good. Thanksgiving's good.
Halloween's fun enough. Like, my neighbor, I can't compete with my neighbor, dude. Like, last year he built an entire room off his house that had, like, a Santa workshop in it. Like, he literally took his house and made it into Santa's workshop. Like, I got nothing. Like, I just got stung by 8 hornets. But that doesn't work, dude. And he's actually got 3 of those, like, 30-foot skeletons up right now for Halloween. And he's got an actual life-size headless horseman animatronic in his front yard. I'm like, the best I can do is, like, find an actual headless horseman and or a horse in my yard or something. I don't know, but this guy's just, it's wild. He's got like a life size like graveyard situation and like no inflatables. Like, I'll put it away. I don't know what to do other than like pull like a pet cemetery, but he's like awesome. And it's Friday the 13th. Are you watching a horror movie today?
Oh, that's right.
Happy Friday the 13th.
It's been I haven't seen like a good horror movie in a while. Usually, like throughout the whole month of October, I'll try to watch as many horror movies as I can.
Jump scare or gore?
I'm not big on the gore stuff. Just because it's so like it's just not scary to me. I mean, they're fun because it's just so outlandish. To the point where like it usually kind of just becomes silly. But I'm more of a fan of like the pretentious highbrow horror, like more of the cerebral
horror. Okay. Yeah. All right. Like I never heard of it called that. That's amazing.
Like a lot of the A24 movies, like that type of horror. But then again, watching a horny slasher flick it's always fun too.
There was there's a new app out. I saw it in like reels that showed up, and it's like if you hold your phone out, it shows you where a ghost would be in your house.
Okay.
I brought that up at Kool-Aid Dance the other day, and I'm like, I know already where to be scared in my house. So like the last thing I need is like I already run down the stairs, like I'll lock the door, and then like irrational fear hits, and I'll just hold up the stairs, gone. So I don't think we need to add any more of like, do I need to go to the? I'll just hold it till morning. Let it sit then. Is there a ghost? Obviously, it's not real. It's like an app. It's like it predicts where a ghost would be, and I'm like, I'm just gullible enough. I'm like, maybe.
You never know. Like I don't think I'll ever have any kind of experience with like any kind of like paranormal, supernatural activity of any kind. But
adventures?
When I go on it?
Yeah, if they invited you, Zach Baggins called you up tomorrow. I was like, Travis, we're at this place.
Absolutely.
We're gonna put this thing on that Texas Ghost. So like, all right.
Um, actually, I've for Dan's, our guitar player, his bachelor party, we went to New Orleans and did a ghost tour. But it's like a lot of those tours out there are essentially they're just tourist traps. But Porter, our bass player, knew of a guy who's like legit knows all the history of New Orleans. The dude speaks like French, Spanish, and like Creole. He knew like it was absolutely like fascinating about all the because I mean it's one of the most haunted places on earth. But yeah, it was just like that city has an extremely dark past.
So wait, we're just never gonna have an encounter with the paranormal.
And cool shit like that never happens to me.
Come out with that style. We'll be
Yeah.
That's the hit. You just gotta do that, and people just come from the grave and be like, why?
Yeah. What are you doing? Actually, on this last trip, this riding trip that I was talking about earlier, on San Juan Island, the lady whose house we were staying at, she's super generous and graceful to let us like stay in her like multi-million-dollar house. She said it was haunted by a little girl named, I think it was like Francine or something like that.
That sounds like you. I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. So the lady.
What she have? Yeah.
Yeah.
DT's already there.
Supposedly she said that one night she was sleeping and she saw the like silhouette of a little girl at the end of her bed, and then the girl like basically just kind of like sat on the bed. It wasn't like a bad ghost.
That happens to me all the time, but it's usually around kids.
All right, yeah. They don't. Your kids don't.
You should be asleep.
Your kids don't just disappear into thin air when you want them to.
Oh, no.
I mean, yeah, I didn't experience any kind of encounter or anything. I was kind of hoping to.
You probably don't know, but every night one's like tucking you in or pulling the blanket up. That's what smells of, that's what it is. It's a ghost manifesting as a donut smell, and you think that Disney's pumping it out into the air now. And
I mean, Disney will do just about anything to get anybody's money. So.
He's doing it for Beyond the Grave.
Yeah.
That's your ghost encounter.
Walt Disney
takes all your money.
even dead, he can still
haunting your bank account.
Yeah. A lot of people say
good. Like, I don't care how broke on those churros. Subway came out with like a 12-inch churro. Do you see that?
No.
Yeah, like, so probably months ago, they came out with, like, we're going to make churros. And they made them 12 inches long. I'm not a fan. They're very, of course, I'm up in Northern Europe, so I'm probably not getting anything relatively, whatever. It was like a small baseball bat that had been loosely rolled in sugar. And I was like, oh, no. But I've been spoiled. I've had Disney. I've had Disney. So I'm kind of like, well, this $18, 4 inches of churro, it is probably better quality over quantity, right? Like,
yeah, I actually, my first job ever was Disneyland, and I sold churros. And you'd think like when you're around churros all day, every day, you get sick of them.
Oh
no,
that's cinnamon sugar smell though.
It almost made it worse. Like it was like torture because I couldn't eat them.
Are you an apple or a pumpkin guy?
Apple.
You're apple. See, I'm an apple girl too. And like Tim Hortons came out with this, they're like caramel apple latte.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh yeah. It tastes like I was sucking all those Febreze apple cinnamon things. Like, the wall oil.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And I love the combination. Like, I went to an orchard and got an apple covered in caramel. And I'm like, this is good. I don't know what the hell that is in a cup. In Canada.
I've, like my go-to donut whenever I go get, every Sunday when I get donuts is a bear claw.
Oh, I'm a fritter girl.
Fritters are awesome as well. But sometimes when I go there, they don't have the bear claw. So what I'll, drastic times called the drastic measures, I'll just get like a cinnamon roll and I'll go to the store and buy like the canned like apple filling and I'll just spoon it over the top, and then maybe, and if I'm feeling really sassy, I'll put like a scoop of ice cream on it.
I think I just heard Wilford Brimley from Beyond the
And I've done things I shouldn't do.
Oh yeah,
Diabetes.
yep. Break the diabetic coma.
Have you ever seen on like YouTube? There's actually these remixes people have made of music, and it's like they've taken like trip hop beats and put like Wilford Brimley over. He's like, I've done things I shouldn't do.
And I've done things I shouldn't do.
Diabetes. Well, then you're it's just amazing to find those, and I'm just like, yep, there we go. That needs to be your walk-on song.
The internet has its, for all its faults.
It does not disappoint.
There's another side of it that's just fucking glorious.
Yeah.
And that is no exception.
No, it's actually some of the stuff you find is amazing. And I was explaining to my kids about Fruity Loops and how that was coming of age when I was getting older, and now they're in an age now where everything is like dancing.
Yep.
They're doing everything dancing. You're like, I can't dance. But everything's so uncoordinated. But I'm also not smart enough to think to take a donut and go get pie filling and then put ice cream on it. And I'm like, I have been missing out on life. That's like a pie caking. Like,
yeah,
pie cake, everything. That's like all in one.
Yeah, when you're hungry, you'll get creative.
Oh, I know. My brother went to prison. Tell me outside. Right there. He's like, I got a cookbook. Like, you should publish it. That's good. What did you do with that ramen and Cheetos? Like, he's actually phenomenal. He went to like BOCES for culinary, so he's like an amazing. So he comes out with like these recipes, and he's like, yeah, I made a birthday cake. Like, how the hell did you do that? It's a honey bun. He's like, yeah, well, you chop off ramen and levity. Shit. And he actually adds it down to a science. I'm like, this is so much better than you cooking drugs.
You're still cooking, but you won't get arrested for it.
Yeah. This one, Paula Dean might actually be able to sell. Oh,
there you go.
But I don't think he can compete with your donut with pineapple and ice cream. Like, man, now I can't. All I got is sad Canadian Tim Hortons. I'm going to ask him, though, because they use that pie filling in their fritters.
Ah.
As soon as he said that, I was like, really? I wonder if I could just be like, can you just take that? Because have you ever seen how, well, I know Dunkin' kind of hides it, but like Tim Hortons like prides themselves on how they make their donuts, like right wherever we see it, kind of like Krispy Kreme.
Right.
And they have like a machine that like shoots filling into donuts. And like, I'm like, what if? I'll just see if he'll just put them on it. If you don't, I'll do it. See a video on the internet, mind your business. Side girl jumps counters. Like, it's like, I'm just looking for ice cream over at the Hershey's cooler next. Just mind your business. That's never. I don't have cool donut places like that up here. I've only got like the big corporation ones.
Yeah, I mean, here in pretty much all of Southern California, wherever you are, there's gonna be a Starbucks.
Yep, how about that?
An amazing Mexican food restaurant. And those are usually again like the little hole in the wall places are the best.
Taco Surf. Like, I don't know why, just Taco Surf is good. I mean, the one on Second Street they turned into Taco Shore, okay. But Taco Surf over Taco Shore. But I haven't done this in the street in a while, so it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, well, I guess I should reserve my opinions. I think my statute of limitations has expired now. I need to go back and see everything there. But the end's coming, so I'll do it then.
Yeah, with Southern California, there's no shortage of amazing food in general. No matter what you're into, whether it's like
you don't even get weather to inhibit it. So, I mean, you guys kind of have it. Me up here, I'm like, man, I'd really like to go for pizza. 6 feet of snow, 100.
DoorDash.
Yeah, and even then, your poor DoorDashers gotta like mush up 6 dogs and like show up at your door.
Right.
And it's like at that point, you're like, I really gotta tip the guy like immensely now. And you'd be surprised they show up at the doors with like these like Ford Fiestas. Like, how is that in that snow? And he's just confident.
Yeah.
Just like made it. Like Mario Kart. I didn't remember this level. Maybe I saw it the Penguins.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
I missed it. I gotta go back. So, yeah, out there is amazing. So it's great, and you guys have great practice spaces for music out there. So I like the ones that are kind of, I don't know, I like sketchy parts of town. I like characters. So Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have our sketchy parts of town here in Southern California as well.
Right. But you guys got the coolest stuff in those parts of town. Food and
Usually, yeah. Um, yeah, like most of the, like, especially in LA, like all the awesome kind of like almost secretive uh, restaurants and whatnot, they're usually in kind of a little bit of a sketchy part of town. So, but that kind of keeps like the tourists away from our little secret spots.
yeah.
So,
And then here I come in, like, I wonder where I look like I could get robbed. Because there's like such a, cultural difference here to there. Like, talk about culture shock. So here it's, housing is insanely cheap. We have huge, like, chunks of property. Like, the houses there are so close together.
oh yeah.
It's around apartment. Here, I'm like, like, me out there the first time was hilarious. I'm like, where's your lawn? Like, why don't you have grass? Like, your person's like right there. So no, I can totally get the whole top and bunk thing. And at the same time, like, I get out there, I'm on the 405 and I'm like screaming, like holding onto the wheel because it's terrifying. But then again, I'm like, okay, I realize now if I kind of go to the dicey places, like you need to go to so-and-so shop, check out such and such. And I'm like, are you sure this is like legit? And then you go in and it's like, oh, it's a luthier. All right. Okay, all right. All right. I watched the first 48. Way too much true crime to feel comfortable doing a lot of these things. Although I've left enough like hints in places and I leave my location on.
Oh, okay. We did that. Smart moves. Yeah, I mean, being at the wrong place at the wrong time, it can happen to anybody. And
You can
like
be at the right place, and like you can be in a church and still end up in the wrong place wrong time. I don't.
that is very true, especially in this day and age.
Darwinism. Like Darwinism. Here we are. There's like at the state fair I went down. There's this old guy. He's watching people come in, and like he was the best old man I ever seen. He is so jaded. Like he's standing there and he's watching these people cross the road, and it's like this guy with these kids, and obviously there's a car coming. It's like a drive area where they're like pulling a trolley through, and the guy gets hit by a car, and the guy's like, and he moves him out of the way, and then he's coming back to his chair. I'm just standing there, and he's like, every day is a different theme or something. He says that to me, and I'm like, how about we be Darwin is the theme, and that's where you do nothing. Just let it happen.
It's a suggestion.
It's just an idea. I'm just saying the housing market's high. You see problems, I see solutions,
Population control.
I mean, it's just, and in the nicest way possible. Like, I'm not saying anyone deserves to die. I'm just saying I deserve to feel spot.
Yeah. I mean, some people, but they might not 100%. I mean, do they really need to be here?
Here's a survey. Fill it out. We have a whole panel. Like, we'll just let them handle it, just quietly.
Yeah.
But all right, Travis. Been good talking to you.
Likewise.
Good to know you're not recipe.
Well, that's all. That's like I said. That's like a last-ditch effort to get my.
Are you kidding me? That needs to be your first place choice. Like,
see, but then it's like,
if you can have the prequel, why don't you have this?
oh, it's right, yeah. I remember the first time I did it, and like doing the whole pie filling on a cinnamon roll and dumping some ice cream on it. I remember just being like,
Sounds like what my grandpa would do. I love it.
just being like, what am I doing?
You are
whatever, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna eat.
Travis, you are living life. You are in like 2035. What if we're back here? Like, seriously, that's ridiculous. It's like my grandfather's stuff. He makes it. He's like, I'm gonna die anyway.
There,
Like,
made it for yourself.
yeah, it's just very. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, I get it though.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not mad at it.
No, and now it's like an amazing recipe. So.
And it's simple.
It is. And it's actually affordable too when you think about it.
Yeah.
You can get how many donuts out of one piano pie filling?
You can do a lot of damage with that.
We need to get you on like the Today Show, like with the cooking segment. Like, are you desperate? Let me show you how to make rose bread.
Yeah. Desperate cooking with Travis Miguel.
A desperate cooking.
Yeah.
It's like Desperate Housewives, but different. Desperate Bandmates.
Yeah.
It's called that. Desperate Bandmates. That sounds so sexy when you say like that. Desperate Bandmates. Say ever sure how to make a donut that'll probably kill you.
Yeah. Or at least cause you to gain 7 pounds right then and there.
One donut, pie filling, ice cream, and an insulin shot. Very
And zero self-respect.
Yeah. No mirrors, all shade. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
All right. You be good. Keep in touch as always. I love hard work.
Likewise.
And I will, be in touch soon too with all the nonsense going on here.
Beautiful.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Take care.